Hello friends, welcome to the video lecture series of Engineering Mathematics 2. In continuation with the differentiation under integral sine rule problem, in this video we are going to discuss differentiation under integral sine rule 2, or you may call it as a Leibniz rule 2 or second Leibniz rule. Some problems on differentiation under integral sine rule 2. So what is Leibniz rule 2? Derivative with respect to alpha is parameter, integral f of x alpha for the limits phi alpha to psi alpha equals integral of del alpha of f of x alpha. Means this derivative is coming inside of integral, it becomes del, it becomes partial derivative. Second term in this way you may remember, this x is replaced by upper limit multiplied by derivative of upper limit with respect to the parameter alpha. Now third term minus function of phi alpha means replace x by lower limit multiplied by derivative of lower limit. So in this way you can remember Leibniz rule 2. Now problems on Leibniz rule 2. If phi alpha is this function, then by differentiation under integral sine rule, find value of d phi by d alpha. Here the second Leibniz rule we are going to apply, because the limits of integration are given in terms of parameter alpha. If one of the limits or both the limits are given in terms of parameter alpha, we use second Leibniz rule. Then this rule we have to apply. Now take derivative of left hand side, take derivative of right hand side. Directly I am applying Leibniz rule. With this derivative will come inside of the integration. This function is as it is. See, this is the first term. Now second term. When you write second term, in this function, replace x by upper limit alpha square. Put x equal to alpha square, and that will be this term f of psi alpha comma alpha is 1 by alpha square plus alpha square plus alpha multiplied by derivative of upper limit alpha square. Now third term minus in this function, integral function, put x equal to 0 plus alpha and derivative of lower limit with respect to alpha. In this way you can directly remember, if one of the limit is constant, okay, 0 is a constant, one of the limit is constant and derivative of the constant is 0. If lower limit is constant, then third term will be 0. If upper limit is constant, then second term will be 0, because derivative of constant is 0. In that way you can write directly also. Now first term 0 to alpha square. See, derivative of 1 by x plus alpha, derivative of 1 by variable is minus 1 by that linear part square. This is derivative of this. This term is as it is. Derivative of alpha square is 2 alpha, and this term is going to become 0, because derivative of 0 is 0. Now, in examination, this may be asked as an MCQ. Now, I am going to solve it further. 2 alpha by alpha square plus alpha as it is. Now here in the first term, integration of 1 by x plus alpha whole square I want, but that integration with respect to x. For integration, variable is x. Now integration of minus 1 by x square is what? Integral of minus 1 by x square is plus 1 by x. In that way, integral of minus 1 by x square is plus 1 by x plus 1 by x plus alpha. After integration, put lower limit and upper limit. This term is as it is, only alpha gets cancelled. Now put x equal to alpha square upper limit, because x was the variable of integration, minus put x equal to 0. So this is as it is, minus 1 by alpha is as it is, this term is as it is. So this is value of d phi by d alpha. So this may be asked as an MCQ. Either this portion may be asked as an MCQ or this more simplified portion may be asked as an MCQ. Second problem. Now here the parameter is A. Here parameter was alpha. Phi A is right hand side. Then by differentiation under integral sign rule, d phi by dA I want. Take derivative of phi. Take derivative of right hand side. Using this rule, directly I am writing integral of this dA will come inside. It will become del del A plus second term. In second term, this is the function to be integrated. Put x equal to a square, tan inverse of a square by a, multiplied by derivative of a square, minus third term. But third term is going to become 0 because derivative of 0 is 0. Now, derivative of tan inverse xy with respect to a now. See, derivative of tan inverse x with respect to x is 1 by 1 plus x square. And derivative of tan inverse of x by a with respect to a is 1 by 1 plus this argument square. And derivative of x by a with respect to a, again I have to write partial derivative of x by a with respect to a, keeping x constant. X is constant, derivative of 1 by a is minus 1 by a square. But derivative of this we have to write in the multiplication. So this is derivative of tan inverse xy. Now this term tan inverse of a square by a is tan inverse a, derivative of a square is 2a. Now this term I will continue up to last time. See, this term is as it is. This term will be carried forward as it is up to the last time. Now it remains to evaluate this integral. So this part may be asked as an MCQ and more simplified part may be asked as an MCQ. Now, here a square is LCM. If you take a square LCM, this a square and a square in the denominator will get cancelled. What will remain? Minus x by x, a square plus x square. Minus x by a square plus x square. This is as it is. Now, integral of x by a square plus x square is 1 by 2 log a square plus x square. This is the formula directly. Minus is as it is. After integration, put lower limit and upper limit. This term is carried forward as it is. Put x equal to a square. I am putting x equal to a square minus put x equal to 0 lower limit. Then log of a minus log of b is log of a by b. A square is common. It will get cancelled with this a square. It means this d phi by dA we have obtained. And this may be asked as an MCQ in examination. Now the next problem, third one. If phi of a is given, then by differentiation under integral sign rule, d phi by dA I want, and options also I have written, but instead of writing 4 options, only 2 options I have written. In order to save time, only 2 options I have written. I have to choose, in examination there will be 4 options. D phi by dA I want. What I am going to do, take derivative of phi with respect to a is parameter, and a is the parameter which is already mentioned in the examination. Now, when you apply second Leibniz rule, this derivative will come inside of integral. It will become then del del a log of 1 plus ax is divided by 1 plus x square plus. Now this function, complete integrable function, put x equal to a, log 1 plus a into a is log of 1 plus a square divided by 1 plus a square. Put x equal to a, upper limit, multiplied by derivative of a is 1. Derivative of a is 1. And what about third term? Third term will be 0 because lower limit is 0. Derivative of 0 is 0. Therefore, third term I am not writing. So this is del phi by del a, and what is given in the option, this is the correct option. Okay, this option is the correct option. Now similarly, here also, ft, this function ft is given to you. Then by duis rule, df by dt I want. 2 options are again given. Out of 2, any one I have to choose. the df by dt derivative with respect to t. By second Leibniz rule, how do you write t to t square? Write ddt inside of, okay, it will come, when derivative is coming inside of integral, it will become del del t of the function will be called tx square. Dx is as it is. Now second term I am writing. When you write second term, this in this function put t equal to x equal to t square. X is variable of integration. Put x equal to t square. If you put x equal to t square whole square means t raised to power 4. T raised to power 4 into t is t raised to power 5. E t raised to power 5 and multiplied by derivative of t square. Derivative of t square is 2t. Third term will be there because lower limit is not constant. It is in terms of parameter t. T is parameter that will be given in the examination. And x is variable of integration. In third term, in this function, put x equal to t, lower limit, the e to the power. If you put x equal to t square into t will be t cube. And derivative of t with respect to t is 1. So what is the correct option? Option A or B? See, this is the correct option, means A option is the correct option. Similarly, if y equals, this function is given, this complete function is given to you, then by differentiation under integral sign rule, find derivative of y with respect to x. Here x is parameter. We are differentiating with respect to x here, therefore x is parameter. Integrating with respect to t, this t is variable of integration in that way. Now take derivative of y with respect to x. When you use second Leibniz rule, write down ddx inside of integral. In this way it will become del del x ft sin ax minus t plus second term now. Put t is equal to x now. T is variable of integration. X is parameter. Put t is equal to upper limit. But if you put t is equal to upper limit, then sine of, in this way will have, if you put t is equal to x, then it will be sine of 0 and sine 0 will be 0. Means second term is going to become 0. Now minus of third term. Third term, lower limit is constant. This third term corresponds to the lower limit. Therefore derivative of 0 will be 0. This third term is 0. I am writing here like this. Now derivative of ft, the same thing I am writing, sine of a x minus t dt. But take derivative with respect to x, keeping t constant, because x is a parameter and we are differentiating with respect to x partially, means t should be treated as constant. So what to do? Ft is constant for x, partial derivative I am taking, this is constant, it will come outside of the derivative only, and derivative of sine is cos of ax minus t, and derivative of ax minus t, again I want derivative of ax minus t, this is the argument of sine, its derivative in the multiplication I have to write. The derivative of x is 1, derivative of t is 0. This derivative of this term, this argument is a, that I have to put a here into dt. Now, which is the correct option here? Here it should be 0 to x. I have written 0 to infinity, but it should be 0 to x. Now, which is the correct option? See, a ft sine a x minus t, and cos of this b option is the correct option. The next problem. Now, what is given here? Fx is given. This is the function to be integrated by differentiation under integral sign rule. Df by dx I want. use differentiation under integral sign rule. df derivative with respect to x. X is parameter. It is mentioned already. By second Leibniz rule, a to x. Write down derivative inside of integral. It will be del del x of the function. What is the function given to you? X minus t square g of t. Function of t. Plus second term. When you write second term in this function, put x equal to put t equal to x. Put t equal to x. If you put t is equal to x here, the x minus x will be 0 and integral of 0 will be 0. Okay, therefore 0 I am writing here. X minus x will be 0. Now third term. Third term corresponds to the lower limit. Now put t is equal to a. If you put t is equal to a and third term will be 0 again, I am writing directly 0 because if third term is constant term, the third term is 0 because lower limit is constant, the derivative of lower limit is what? 0. So this will be 0. This is the correct option. Okay, no need to solve it further. Not necessary. But if want to solve it further, then take derivative of x minus t with respect to t whole square with respect to t. Derivative of x minus t with respect to x is 1 into g. Okay, so one more step I have simplified. Why did I solve this one more step? Because it may happen that may be given as the correct option. So this is about differentiation under integral sign rule 2. We stop here. Thank you very much.